It starts with a leg kick. Not the kind that lands, the kind you throw, alone. In front of your bedroom mirror, over and over until the slap echoes off the walls and your shin turns red. You don't know why you're doing it exactly. You just know it feels right. Like every kick lands on something invisible you've been trying to break your whole life. You're 12, maybe 13. You should be at soccer practice. Instead, you're watching grainy K1 compilations at 2 a.m., Badr Hari stomping forward like a villain, Ernesto Hoost countering with textbook precision, Remy Bonjasky flying through the air like a damn superhero. You don't know the rules yet, but you know one thing. You want to be that. You show up at a gym the next day wearing basketball shorts and an old hoodie. You don't talk much, just nod, watch. Try to copy what the others are doing. Your form is garbage, your balance is worse. But when you land your first clean combo, jab, low kick, cross, you feel something snap into place, something primal, something ancient. You think you found your purpose. They tell you kickboxing is about timing, discipline, violence, and rhythm, but what they don't tell you is that it's also about pain, repetition, obscurity. They don't tell you that outside of the Netherlands and Japan, no one gives a damn about kickboxing. You learn that later. For now, you're just a kid who trains too hard. You skip parties for pad rounds. Your first coach tells you to kick through the leg, not at it, and the phrase sticks in your soul. You kick like you're trying to chop trees now. Your shins bruise, swell, crack. You keep going. Your first fight is in a bingo hall with folding chairs and a ring duct taped to the floor. You wear headgear 2 sizes too big and gloves that smell like mildew. Your opponent's nervous too, but you don't care. The moment the bell rings, you become someone else, someone dangerous. You throw kicks like they owe you money. You win. Trophy in hand, a rush in your blood. You tell yourself this is the beginning, but it's not. It's just the start of the loop. You fight again, and again, and again. Local cards, high school gyms, hotel ballrooms with half-lit chandeliers and sticky carpet. You take fights on 3 weeks' notice, 2 weight classes up, against guys with padded records and suspect gloves. You lose some, you win more. But even when you win, you don't really win. You still go back to your day job, still tape your own ankles, still get paid $300 and a t-shirt. You've thrown more kicks than you've made dollars. And the truth starts to creep in. This sport doesn't love you back. You train harder, sharpen your game. You drop opponents with liver kicks, time low kicks to step-ins, throw knees so clean it sounds like a baseball bat hit flesh. You should be on someone's radar by now. You're not? You watch glory clips of guys with worse records than you getting main event slots because they scream at press conferences or have Instagram abs. You whisper their names under your breath like a curse. He couldn't last 2 rounds with me, but none of that matters. Because this sport doesn't care who's better, just who sells. And you still think selling out means fighting sloppy. You still believe the sport will notice you if you keep your head down and earn it. That's the first lie. Kickboxing looks like honor, like fire, like legacy. But underneath, it's smoke and mirrors, flash over grind, marketability over mastery. And you haven't even seen the worst of it yet. You train through everything now. Blisters, fevers, pulled muscles. You don't skip sessions anymore because you've learned the truth. Nobody's coming to save you. There is no shortcut, no golden ticket, only pain and discipline, and maybe a little luck. You work nights bouncing at a bar downtown, then wake up 6 hours later to run sprints until your lungs scream. You wrap your ankles with athletic tape that peels skin when you take it off. You ice your shins in a kitchen sink because the gym doesn't have an ice machine. You shower at the gym, eat rice and tuna from plastic containers, drive home half asleep, do it all again tomorrow. You've won 4 fights straight, all by stoppage. You thought that would mean something. It doesn't. The promoters smile and say you're exciting, then hand you the same $500 envelope they gave to the guy who got knocked out in the first. You calculate how much of that goes to your coach, your manager, your gas tank. You laugh when you realize your paycheck works out to about $7 an hour. They gave you a trophy last time. Plastic. Hollow. You cracked it against your knee on accident while putting it in your gym bag. You didn't care. You weren't in this for hardware. You were in it for respect, for visibility, for the dream you had as a teenager when you first saw a shilling spinning backfist that guy into orbit, but nobody's watching. You check your DMS. No sponsors, no managers asking to sign you. Just a couple guys asking if you do private lessons and a bot offering to boost your followers for $25 a month. You try not to care. But it's hard when you've broken your nose twice for this sport and no one outside your gym knows your name. You fight again. This time it's at a convention center. Weird venue. Even weirder undercard. You're matched with a guy who talks trash online and shows up in flashy shorts with his nickname printed in gold. You hate that you're already tired before the fight even starts. Hate that your body doesn't snap like it used to. Hate that your hip still feels jammed from the last camp you couldn't afford to recover from. You win anyway. Low kick, fake. High kick over the guard, down he goes. The crowd gasps, but not for you. They're busy checking their phones or talking about the next fight. Your coach slaps your back and says, "That's the best you've ever looked." You nod. You feel nothing. Later that night, you scroll through social media and see a viral post about a YouTuber entering a kickboxing match. Zero experience, one big payday, millions of views. You whisper, "He couldn't last a round with me." But again, you don't say it out loud, because that's not the game anymore. The game is flash, not fundamentals. You try to play along. You post a highlight clip, write something motivational in the caption, it gets 117 likes, mostly teammates. The worst part isn't the money, it's not even the pain, it's the silence. The way this sport lets you bleed for it, then shrugs. No spotlight, no build-up, just tape, fight, limp home. And you still believe you're close. One fight away, one call, one KO from finally getting the push, the big show, the platform. But if you're honest, you're not even sure if that show exists anymore. You land a walk-off knockout, flush, right on the chin. The guy stiffens before he hits the canvas. You don't even follow up, just turn to the camera as the ref waves it off. You scream, not out of hype, out of relief, because this is it, right? This is the moment. This is the one they clip, the one that gets reposted, the one that starts something. You go home, you shower, you cut up the footage yourself, pick the cleanest angle, and upload it with some music behind it. You stare at the screen waiting for the numbers to spike. They don't. 1,200 views, 58 likes, 4 comments. You refresh again, still nothing. A spinning back fist from a guy with worse technique and 20,000 followers. 3.4 million views in 2 days. He's already got a sponsorship with a protein bar company. He's shouting into his phone about how nobody in glory can stand with him. You whisper, you'd get folded. But no one's asking you because you don't trend. That's when you feel it settle in your chest. This isn't about being the best. It's about being loud, entertaining, clickable. You were taught to fight. He was taught to sell. And in modern kickboxing, selling wins. You try to adapt, you post more, pad work, fight clips, flex photos with fake confidence in the captions. You even try a little trash talk during weigh-ins. It feels fake, because it is. But you need something, anything, to get noticed. You ask a friend to help you run your page. He says, you need a hook, a story, something gimmicky. You say, I win fights? He shrugs, that's not enough anymore. You start watching yourself on tape differently now. Not to sharpen skills, but to see what might go viral. Did you scream too loud? Was your face too blank? Did your opponent fall in an awkward way that made the KO look less clean? You hate this version of you, but you keep playing along. Because the guys who don't, they vanish. You've seen it. Fighters tougher than you, more talented, disappear after a loss and never come back. Not because they weren't good, but because the game never gave them a platform. No push, no promo, just silence. You try to rationalize it. If I keep winning, they can't ignore me forever. But you've already learned they can. They will. You're not flashy enough, not political enough, not online enough. You still fight like it matters. You still train like you're chasing something real. But between rounds now, there's a new voice in your head. Why isn't this working? You used to think it was about effort, that if you outworked everyone, the results would come. But now you see fighters who half-ass training and full-send marketing walk away with main events and six-figure deals. You see guys get knocked out and still gain followers. You win, and the room barely claps. And the worst part? You start doubting your style, your identity. You question if maybe you should fight different. Not better, just different. Maybe you need to brawl, maybe you need flash. Maybe being great just isn't good enough. That thought sticks with you. Even after the wins, even after the highlight knockouts, you're not viral enough. And in this version of kickboxing, that means you're nobody. You're 31. Not old in real life, but in kickboxing, you might as well be a fossil. The new kids move different. They're loose, fast, fresh. You see them in the gym, bouncing on their toes, snapping kicks like whips, never needing to ice anything. They spar wild, showy. Their bodies haven't betrayed them yet. Not like yours has. Your hip groans every time you pivot. Your right wrist never healed right from that check you ignored 2 fights ago. Your back stiffens halfway through pad work, and your trainer asks, you good? You nod. Always nod. Because the minute you say no, you become replaceable. If you're not fight ready, you're just in the way. You stretch more than you punch now. Your warm-up is longer than some of these kids' whole sessions. You start missing details, little things, slipping late, blocking low kicks with soft shins. You still win rounds, still land shots, but your timing isn't crisp, your recovery is slower, you feel it. So does everyone else. You get matched with a 21-year-old. Fast hands, big following. They call him the future. You were once called that too. Now you're just the guy they're building him off of. You lose, not badly, not embarrassed. But clearly, he scores points. You chase power. You try to bully him with ring control, but he slips, dances, bounces out. By the end of the third, you're walking him down with your mouth open gasping. He wins the decision. He yells. Crowd loves it. You head to the back, take your gloves off in silence. No one says your name. You check your phone the next day and see him getting reposted by the promotion. A new contract. A highlight reel edited with trap beats and motion blur. You watch the fight. Again. Then again. You hate how old you look in it, how slow. You try to convince yourself you were just off that night. But the truth is, you're not off. You're fading. You wonder how long you have left. You tell yourself you'll adjust, get smarter, fight more technical, become the savvy veteran. But the calls stop coming. The matches get further apart. You start hearing phrases like gatekeeper and experienced opponent. You know what those mean. You're the guy they give prospects to. The test, the sacrifice. You try to reinvent yourself. Add new tools, sharpen the mental game, but the sport doesn't want smart. It wants spectacle, flash, violence with an edge, and that's not you. That's never been you. You just fight. You always just fought, and now you're being left behind. Your friends start retiring, guys you came up with. Some walk away clean, others don't. One forgets names sometimes, another limps everywhere now. You wonder which version you'll become. You still believe in the art, in the fight. But the game? The game feels like it's moved on without you. You're not asking for fame. Not anymore. You just want to matter. You want your name to mean something when it's read on a fight card. You want someone to care that you're still here. But the truth? They don't. You gave your body to this sport. It gave you some highlights, a few handshakes. And now, it's offering you the door. Now you hold pads. Not full-time, not officially. Just enough to keep the lights on and your hands busy. You work with younger fighters, kids who still believe every leg kick will take them one step closer to greatness. You correct their stance, remind them to pivot, push them just enough to toughen them, not break them. They call you coach, sometimes OG. They don't know your record, they don't ask, you don't offer it. Because what would you say? I fought for 15 years and never made a living. Your last fight was quiet. No cameras, no walkout, just a regional card in a converted warehouse. The mat was slippery, the crowd was small, you won barely. And when it ended, no one clapped. No one stood, you limped to the back, took off your gloves, and sat in silence. That was it. No announcement, no Instagram post, no farewell tour. You just stopped getting matched. Now you spend your days watching others chase the same thing that almost killed you. Glory, recognition, stability. You wish them well. You do. But sometimes when you wrap their hands, you feel this sting in your chest. A voice that says they're already farther than you ever got. It's not jealousy, it's grief. Because the dream didn't die. It just outgrew you. You still train. Light rounds, bag work, movement drills to keep your joints from locking up. But every kick reminds you what you used to be. Every bruise lingers longer than it should. You ice your knees before you sleep. Your ankles crack in the mornings. There's a pinch in your shoulder you've stopped talking about. You try to be grateful. You weren't hospitalized. You didn't get taken out. You never suffered the one shot that ends careers, but in a way that might be worse. You faded slow, quiet, invisible. You became just another fighter who gave the sport everything and got a highlight reel and a limp in return. And still, you miss it. You miss the ring, the lights, the rhythm of 5 rounds, the rush of finding your range. The wait time would stretch right before you landed a clean combo. You miss being known, even if it was only inside one gym, one circuit, one town. Some nights you close your eyes and hear the bell. See the reference. Feel the tape on your hands and the blood in your mouth. You remember how alive you felt in that chaos. How simple it all became. Hit, don't get hit, survive, win. You don't talk about that part. Not with your family, not with the new guys at the gym, but it stays with you, like a phantom limb. Because no matter what you do now, no matter how far the sport moves on, a piece of you is still in that ring. still waiting for the next round, but the bell never rings. Not anymore, and that's why it sucks to be a kickboxer.